Welcome back to the channel. In this video, we're stepping into the daily routine of one of the most influential artists of our generation. A woman who has redefined music, storytelling, and global fandom, Taylor Swift. And whether you're a Swiftie, a casual listener, or just somebody who's fascinated by high-performing creatives, one thing is for sure, Taylor Swift is more than talented. She is disciplined, strategic, and relentlessly intentional. And for sure, by looking at her daily routine, there are a few things that you and I can pick up to also apply to our day. That's why this video looks at her daily routine, the benefits, things that you could apply to your daily routine, and of course, very important are things that you need to adjust so that it matches your daily routine and not Taylor Swift's. You curious to hear more? Then let's start right away with point number 1, her daily routine. One thing for sure, looking at Taylor Swift's routine, one thing that makes her unstoppable is that her daily routine is built around creativity, structure, and emotional awareness. And also about finding the right balance for her, so not go into big extremes. Talk about extremes. She also is not a super early bird waking up at 4 a.m. No, her day usually starts around 8 to 9 a.m. And that's quite interesting to think about, that a global star like her with such an amazing output every single day is able to start her day and wake up at 8 or 9 a.m. Of course, the wake up time can vary depending on her touring or writing schedule. But it's generally interesting to think about that. And mostly when she starts her day, it's not that right away she gets up and it's like, ready to party. No. She actually uses her mornings more as a calm way to ground herself and to prepare herself for a successful day. This means her mornings are more calm and grounded. She often begins with tea or coffee, a light breakfast, journaling, reflection, and also reading time. And you could say this is sort of her emotional warm-up. And during this part, she really thinks about, what do I want achieved during the day? What kind of emotions do I want to have? If something goes wrong, how do I handle that? And really put herself already in the moment of having a successful day ahead of hers, right? Psst. By the way, let me know in the comments as well, what kind of morning person are you? Are you a super early bird, or you take a bit more time to really start your day? Write it down in the comments. Then the next thing is, that is super interesting because she writes every single day. Taylor Swift writes constantly. Lyrics, poems, melodies, fragments of ideas or voice notes. And she treats it like a muscle that must be trained daily. Isn't that encouraging to see that a global star like her never stops thinking that, okay, I can stop, I'm already at a good level, let's just beat it and I focus on something else. No. She constantly practices the skill and learns and really develops it further. And it tells me that no matter what happens in life, if you think you're good at something and you can just drop it, no, you constantly need to develop your skills so that you can really help and inspire more people along the way. The next thing is that she protects creative blocks. Taylor often spends hours writing or composing without interruption. She enters a deep creative flow. It's the same way an athlete enters peak performance. Incredible, right? Because when you have a busy day, sometimes it's so easy to get sidetracked. You know, you have this amazing project in front of you, so you really want to start with it. And you say, okay, from 9 to 10, I'm going to work on that. You sit down, you start working on it, and then the next moment you have phone ring. Answer, you continue working. And then the next moment, beep, 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 you have the postman ringing at the door, and so on. Around 10 o'clock then, you notice that you haven't done anything. And that's something that Taylor Swift does completely different. She really focuses and has those long creative blocks that no matter what happens around these creative blocks, nobody can disrupt her. And that's super inspiring just to think about it. Next time when you want to work on something creative, just block your time and don't let anything interrupt you. The next part is that she exercises regularly. Her workouts include cardio, dance rehearsals, strength training, long walks. And this is the interesting thing. During tours, her training intensifies to match the physical demands of performance. Think about it. Taylor's Era Tour lasted 3.5 hours. And in order to dance, sing, walk, cheer, and really be energetic for 3.5 hours, you really need to practice and prepare yourself before D-Day. It means that all the training she does already before the tour is also to energize her, bring herself the energy in order to maintain all the different things that she has on her plate. And the cool thing is then, as the tour starts, of course she needs to continuously energize or invest the energy in order to be at the top of her level when she has the next performance. And it makes sense to me, because sometimes when I have lazy days, I'm just telling myself, Louisa, no. Remember, when you exercise, it's an investment in the future energy. So you have a choice right now. Either you don't go exercise and you feel lazy the next days, you're not able to do all the great things you have planned, or, which is the option I mostly choose, is to go and exercise, because this gives you energy to really be unstoppable and work on all the different things you have on your plate in the coming days. And that's what Taylor Swift does, really regularly exercising in order to be ready to perform for 3.5 hours in front of millions of people. Next part is that she eats balanced and clean meals. Her diet is functional and flexible. Lean proteins, vegetables, whole grains, of course, occasional treats, and very important, hydration. One thing that she also does is that she avoids extremes, which once in a while she allows herself some treats. And that's really cool to see, because I like sweet stuff. And if I were to think about just putting aside all the sweet stuff just to have all the energy I need, it would be tough. But here she says it's about the balance. So it's not all day long the sweet stuff. No, you can really balance it with food that really energizes you, but once in a while treat yourself for something nice as a reward for doing all the hard work you're doing, right? Another important part of her daily routine is that she rehearses like a professional athlete. Tour rehearsals are intense. Full body choreography, vocal training, stamina building, stage blocking, costume transition. Her tours are really engineered like a Broadway production. It makes sense. You need to have the stamina to push through with a lot of energy throughout 3.5 hours, so that no matter which city you're in, every visitor, every spectator has the same kind of experience and is just blown away by the Taylor Swift experience. And that's the interesting part as well for stage blocking. She really thinks about what is the visitor experience in terms of the stories she wants to share with the audience. By the way, how do you practice for your next upcoming events? Are you practicing like Taylor Swift, relentlessly to really make sure that everything runs well, or you leave it up to the chance? Let me know in the comments, I'm curious to hear. Point number 8, she spends time with family. Taylor protects her inner circle. This is part of her emotional stability. And that's very interesting, because sometimes you also hear that her parents show up at the concerts and really talk with fans and really connect with everybody. It really shows the kind of close circle she has with her parents, who supported her throughout her life, and also to pass it on to others. And it shows that if you have a good connection with your family, it's a good way to really lift yourself up and encourage you to do all the unbelievable things that are out there that you could do as well. Right? And of course it also makes sense, because sometimes you just have a busy day and you want to tell somebody about all the exciting things that happen. And if you can do that with your family, you can share it with the people that you care about. The joy of achieving all those moments of success is just multiplied, because you just contribute also to their happiness with the things you could achieve. Right? Last but not least of her daily routine, she ends her day with reading or writing. And her nights are more quiet, reflective, and creative. And it makes sense, because again, in Taylor Swift's routine, it's all about balance. So throughout the day, it's busy, it's hectic, there's so many things happening. And then in the evening, the same way she does in the morning, she just takes a moment just to reflect about the day, kind of close the day as well. So things that happen during the day, to kind of digest them, see what happened here, okay, how do I put this into perspective, so that no matter all the noise and chaos that is around her, she's still calm and grounded. And that's very interesting, because it really shows that her daily routine is not about chaos, Instead, it is fully crafted to adapt her needs, to really balance herself in order to be the superstar she is. As you can see, her daily routine is not chaotic or built with big extremes. It's all about finding the right balance between hectic, busy, and calm and grounded. And that's the interesting thing. Her daily routine is not chaotic. Whoa! No, instead, it's very well crafted to suit her needs in order to have the output that she expects and wants to share with the whole world. As we had a look at her daily routine, now it gets interesting because we look at what are the benefits for her. Taylor Swift's routine works because it's aligned with her identity as a creator. And that brings me already to the very first benefit, because it's about keeping the constant creative momentum. She writes daily, and this keeps her ideas flowing because every single day she thinks about what kind of lyrics, poems, melodies she could use in her next song. And as she continuously works on it, even the tiniest step or ideas really helps her as she does it every single day to really move ahead and develop her skills constantly. And she never waits for inspiration, she creates it. And that's the magic about showing up every single day. Because instead of just waiting for motivation to pass by, like, motivation, hello, are you there? Taylor Swift says, no, I show up every single day. She shows up every single day and takes whatever idea comes to her mind, writes it down, so that over time, as she continuously works on it, she builds up the momentum and comes up with amazing ideas that inspires people worldwide. The second benefit is the emotional clarity. Because journaling and reflection help her process experience, this emotional intelligence fuels her songwriting. And that's the interesting thing, because when you write down your thoughts for the day or the ideas that you have in mind, it kind of focuses your thoughts onto what you can control instead of what's all the crazy things that happen around you. And that's the magic about really just reflecting on the day, reflecting on the interactions you had during the day, reflecting on where you want to be in the next year. By just focusing on yourself, you can really have this calm and groundedness that you need in order to survive in this chaotic and global environment. Benefit number 3, sustainable energy. One thing that you have already seen in her daily routine is that she avoids extremes. She balances work, rest, and creativity. And that's the cool thing, because by balancing it out, she's able to really juggle everything. Let me give you a very simple example. After a concert, instead of just going out for partying, no, she immediately leaves and just takes time to cool down and wire down all the emotions but also impressions from the concerts, all the energy just shared with the audience. Maybe not like this, but in her own way, of course. And all the energy she just shared, and also energy that she gave from the audience, she first needs to kind of balance this out. You can also see it in her eating habits. It's not about being very strict about just eating some specific parts. She also enjoys some nice cake or whatever nice sweets there are out there. She even bakes. And that really shows that it's not about just renouncing everything. No, she looks at things that balance her out so that she really has this abundance of things happening in her life. Benefit number 4, high performance rehearsals. Her tours are physically demanding. Her training ensures that she can perform at peak levels. If we go back at the daily routine, remember we said that she exercises regularly and also rehearses like an athlete, like a professional athlete. And it really shows that she puts herself into the mindset of making sure that everybody has the best performance, the best experience of the performance. And it shows that through the regular exercise, she builds up the stamina that she needs for this concert. This regular exercise is not just exercising in the moment. No. It's an investment for her own energy. Benefit number 5 are the strong personal boundaries. Taylor protects her peace. This allows her to stay grounded despite global fame. And that's really interesting because it just shows that no matter what happens around you, really stay focused on the inner circle and protect it no matter what. which means next time you go to the kitchen, think about the points you're sharing with your colleagues. Do you want to share the things you have talked with your partner last night? Or do you really want to focus more on sort of value-adding points that can help other people? As you can see, Taylor Swift's routine is not about intensity. No. Instead, it's about alignment and emotional clarity. Really finding a good balance between hectic and more calm. And now we had the interesting part. We looked at her daily routine and also the benefits. But in the second part, it would be even more interesting. You know why? Because we look at the things that you could apply to your daily routine and very important things that you should adjust before even trying anything that she does. You excited? Then stay tuned and watch very soon part number 2. But before that, let me know in the comments which part you like most or which part you want to hear more of. I'm curious to hear from you and speak to you soon.